Hello guys, welcome back to another Leetcode video, and we're going to be going over my calendar 1 today. So we're implementing a calendar, and we want to make sure that we do not have a double booking. And what that means is that essentially we can't have two meetings that overlap. So the event we want to put in will be represented as start and end, and we want to be implementing the calendar class. So here's an example. We have 10 to 20. That is true. That's a good time because no other time has been actually put in the calendar. And then we have 15 to 25, and that's false because it overlaps with 10 and 20. So we don't put this in our calendar at all. And then we have 20 to 30, and that's also valid in our calendar as well. So let's go ahead and just get into the theory behind this. So let's say this is something we want to put into our calendar. Whenever we call our class, we want to make sure that our start and end value that we get is inside of our calendar. So these are already valid time frames that we've already put in there. So in our code, we're going to be looping over these two. My bad. In our code, we're going to be looping over each start and end value and making sure that there are certain boundaries that aren't being crossed. So we want to make sure that our start value over here never goes less than our end value that we put. So as long as the end value is less than or equal to our start, then we know this is good. Because our end value can be as far back as we want, as long as it's not exceeding start. So like if the end value was over here, then we know that there'd be a conflict in our calendar, and that's not good. Okay, and the same for the right hand side. There's also another case where our end value can be greater, or our end value can be greater than our start value, which is not what we want. So our end value can be as far back as we want it to be, but if our end value is greater than our start value, then we have another calendar collision, and we can't have that. So we also have to make sure that the end value we put in is less than or equal to some arbitrary start value that's in our calendar, that lives in our calendar over here. So as long as these two are true, then this is a valid calendar date that we can add into our calendar. So if these two are true, then we return true, and we want to append these two dates into the calendar as such. So we can go ahead and start coding this. So we want to instantialize our calendar, so soft.calendar equals that. Okay, so we're going to be mapping these over in tuples, so start and end value. So for our start value and our end value in our calendar, there are two conditions that I said we have to check over. So if we have over here, if our end value is less than or equal to our start value, or let's say we have our end value is less than or equal to our arbitrary start value over here, so end is less than or equal to s. But if these are not true, then this is false. So essentially, when we negate these, that means that this cannot live in our calendar anymore. So it returns false. So if that's not true, then we return false. And if we loop through our whole calendar, and we find that no events have collided. So we looped through the calendar and no events have collided. Then we can go ahead and just add this to our calendar. So self.calendar.append start and end. And then we return true. So let's go ahead and run this. And as you can see, it runs correctly. And we can go ahead and submit this. This should give us a good acceptance rate. And as you can see, it beats 60% of people in runtime, and we have a good amount of memory saved. Okay. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.